Hey friends, welcome to Season 2 of 3 Dudes in a Movie. We've got some exciting projects moving forward, and of course, tons of movies. Here's a friendly reminder that while our content will always be clean, the movies that we watch may not always be family friendly, so respect the parental rating systems accordingly.
Well,
This is a tough time for you to
Y'all
choke.
keep talking. We're on a cold winter morning eating our French toast.
Oh, listen to the birds. Let me sip my coffee.
So this one time, Jay Leno, there's this episode of Jay Leno when he's talking about headlines. You guys are familiar with headlines on Jay Leno on his Tonight Show. So there was one where it was a hearing aid commercial ad, and it said these hearing aids is this testimonial from this guy. Picture this older gentleman, and it says these hearing aids are so good I can now hear the squirrels barking in my backyard. And he thought it was so funny because he was like, you might want to get those hearing aids checked. He's like, hey, you want to get those hearing aids checked, buddy? The squirrels don't bark. I was like,
very, very Jay Leno.
And Jai's like, Jay Leno, they do bark. They do. You guys know that, right?
Squirrels bark?
Squirrels bark.
No.
You don't know that? Squirrels don't.
I've never heard a squirrel make a noise other than
real?
pitter patter.
I've heard them make noises.
Yeah, they bark.
They go like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, they're like, "Bap." Listen, okay, like
that sounds awesome.
If you're at a park or something, well, maybe not a park, but maybe if you're out, find yourself in the woods.
In the wilderness?
Yeah, and it's you just hear "Bap, bap." It's not a bird. It's not a car. It's squirrel.
So I probably have heard them, and I just
have.
thought it was
Yeah,
something else.
You have.
And Jay Leno pulled it up. This is the funniest clip I've ever seen.
I was up there.
Hey, Jay, you're just kind of ignorant.
I was punching the air and that was also the summer that that my dad had just started taking us squirrel hunting. So I was like, I definitely know they bark.
Yeah.
Not anymore, but
yeah, that's their last time.
Yeah, because it was like I was the predator and they were the prey. Speaking of predator and prey, Marty, what?
Man, I had a god awful dream last night.
Wait, also, sorry. Back to the winter morning. We're sipping our coffee. We're eating our French toast.
That our good friend Ryan made for us. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. Coffee that I provided, maple syrup, best maple syrup I've ever provided.
Marty brought nothing to the table this morning.
Marty brought the movie Deadpool. Deadpool tweeted Deadpool.
We're back.
Are we good?
We're good.
Welcome back, guys. Sorry, we had an error. Last thing Jacob said was Marty brought the movie.
And he brought the memes, the one-word memes.
I wanted to share a nightmare I had last night.
President Biden tweeted democracy. Sorry, this is my nightmare.
That's fine.
This is my nightmare. Can I just say
NASA tweeted universe.
Oh, really? That's funny because they can't even get to the. They can't even afford to get to the moon.
That's right.
Because a bunch of stormtroopers. This is my nightmare, Marty. A bunch of brands just tweeting one word on social media and people going, yes, give us trains.
Yes, I enjoyed this.
This is funny.
McDonald's said clown, funny for me.
That's funny. Dr. Pepper, continue to give me soda and variety.
Soda. Oh, Popeye said chicken.
Yeah, man, I love punching up. Anyways, Marty, what was your nightmare?
I can't remember any of the details anymore. I was having a deep conversation with someone, but all of that goes out the window because I looked out the window and I stopped dead in my tracks because it was just an absolute blizzard. And it was today's date.
What
flavor? It was September. Snow cone. Oh. Wait, snow cones are flavored. I'm sorry.
What flavor is DQ's blizzards?
Dude, it was.
Wait, what made it like a nightmare though? Or did you say it was a nightmare or bad?
Yeah,
thing?
nightmare. I'm not ready for snow. That's all.
Oh, that's a nightmare to you?
Nah.
Oh.
I was just hyping it up. That's seriously all I remember is that I looked out the window and I did one of those things where I was just like, I was talking, I was like, so anyway, and then I stopped, crossed my arms, like,
yeah.
And they're like, what? Look at the snow.
I had a nightmare once that, so I was at my grandma's house and my great grandmother's house.
And then you woke up.
And then I woke up. Nah. It's supposed to be a good time. But then my family calls. I'm all alone. My family calls. And kind of how the way it works is my great-grandmother lived on the same road as my grandparents. They live further down at the end of the lane. And my great-grandmother lived somewhere halfway along the road. And so I'm up there. And my dad gives me a call. He goes, hey, we're all down at your grandma's house. But the thing is, Bigfoot is out and about. and you're gonna need to get over here, and we can't come get you. I don't know why they can't, but he said, just like run out here when you can, but also keep a lookout. And he said, but it's not that big of a deal. So I was like, well, cool. Well, we have a lot of land in between then, so I was like, it'll be fine. He can't find me. And then like as he's telling me that, like I'm looking out the window and Bigfoot just like walking around the house, just like roaming around the house.
Oh man.
Oh, it was very,
That'd
very
be scary.
Very scary. And then I waited until nightfall because I thought then he couldn't see me. But then I also remembered that then I could not see him. I'd forgotten that neither one of us had night vision. I don't know. Maybe Bigfoot does. But
It's a powerful being.
I haven't seen anything to the contrary. Anyway, and so then I ran out. This was like I had this nightmare when I was like, I remember being like 17 or 18 because I run out. Dude, I run out all the way to my grandparents. Not very far. Maybe
12 miles.
Yeah, maybe 200 yards. And so I run in, I like escape. Didn't hear Bigfoot, no signs of him, so I was like, all right, I'm good. Well, none of my family is there. They've left, or Bigfoot's gotten them. And so then I'm freaking out because the whole house is like pitch black. And then I walk over, so I'm like walking out the house. I walk towards one end of the house, and there's like a bedroom. There's a bedroom with the door closed. And so I go to open the door, and when I do, all the lights are out, and the whole thing is like filled with mannequins, like wearing masks.
Oh.
Like they're wearing masks, but I can only, because it's dark, I can only see through the moonlight of the window. Like I don't really see the bodies, the shapes. I see kind of the shapes, but all I see is the white mask that they're wearing. And I was like, man, this is really creepy. And then right then the masks start to move in on the door at me. And then that's when I wake up.
Yeah.
And dude, when I woke up, this was at like maybe 11:30 on like a Tuesday night. Like I wake up, I jump out of bed, I start flipping all the lights, and I run out into the living room. And my dad's like sitting there on his recliner, and I'm like sweating. And he's like, what is going on? And I said, I had a nightmare.
I had the worst nightmare.
He's like, are you okay? Do you need? I was like, I just need to sit here for like maybe 30 seconds. I'll be all right. And I don't.
That's real though, man.
I cannot for the life of me remember what I had watched like that day. That might have been The Walking. I was, in The Walking Dead. It was the heyday of The Walking Dead. It might have something to do with that, but it was. That's the last like big nightmare that I can remember off the top of the dome.
That's real.
Yeah.
I had a dream I got ate by an ostrich once.
Whoa. Why?
I don't know.
I was just like, I think I like human now. And Marty's the guy for me.
That's all I remember about that one.
Like, was it all at one time, or it was like swallowed whole, or is it?
It reminded me of. I always think of the Looney Tunes, Warner Brothers logo. Mm-hmm. How it like opens up, and like usually Porky Pig pops through. He's like, but instead of that was the thing's throat. And I went in there.
There's Jay Leno going, that's all, folks.
All right. I got something I want to do.
Okay.
Before we get into the film real quick.
I'm just enjoying my French bagel. It's not a bad.
My dad hand makes Halloween decorations. It's really sweet, and I wanted to cold open show you guys.
Okay.
His latest one. All by himself.
First of all, that was really impressive. Second of all, what? Hey, we're going to start doing this. I've thought about this. We need to start posting some like content that we talk about on the Instagram.
Yeah.
That's going on there.
You want me to throw that in there?
If you don't know,
Marty's dad made this.
Describe what it is. Describe why he did it.
My dad has an affinity for Halloween, and this is his creative outlet. It is a baby doll that he probably picked up at a yard sale. He spattered some red on the baby, making it look like it's covered in blood. He painted the face and gave it cracks so it looks like a broken mannequin head. And then he cut open a section of the tummy and put a smaller baby head in there to make it look like...
It's symbolic. It's a political message. I'll let you figure out what it means.
It is. That's right. So yeah. So we'll share that. Should we share it like today no context, so they hear this episode next week.
I don't know. I
No.
think
I'm
we
just
should
kidding.
probably.
I'm just kidding.
Because then
It did.
also, what are we dropping next? Fight Club? I mean, they could fit the Fight Club.
That's true.
Hey, we're not talking about this till next week, but check out this baby.
No context. It'd be like,
There you go.
but post at the same time Fight Club drops.
They're like, well, that is Fight Club. You know?
yeah, they're like, oh, this is so deep.
Yeah. So inspirational.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's funny. There was something else that I was going to talk about, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, we started with nightmares.
Yeah.
We had a little tech breakdown, so we started talking about tweets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Know Your Meme is the best resource for any of that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, I literally just put in one word description, and then it showed up. It was like, are you talking about brands on Twitter picking like one word description trend? I was like, yeah, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for that. But
Very good.
well, do we want to hop into the movie until I recall what it is, and then horribly
Do you wanna
derail us again?
Do you want to look at my shirt for what it is?
Well, it's kind of faded.
That's true.
Kinda,
It's an old shirt.
you got your arms crossed right
And
now,
I
so
wear
it's
it
really
off.
difficult. You're
That's-
making it really difficult. For
I
me.
know. Why? So why is your shirt inside out?
Yeah. You're actually not wearing a shirt, Marnie. So I don't know why you're saying that.
We're sitting in this chair naked.
Yeah. We're watching Jaws.
Dunny, Bunny. I made that joke last week. Jaws, baby. We went and saw Jaws in the IMAX theater just last night.
That's true.
Oh,
We did do that.
it made me happy. Ryan, first time viewer of Marty's favorite
Long
movie.
time listener.
Give us your 2 cents.
I liked it. It was a good movie. It,
Yeah.
like usual, started a little slow, but by the end, it was moving a little faster.
Yeah.
All right. It's a very 70s movie.
Yeah, it is the first movie in quite a while to jump scare me.
That
Which jump scare was it, Ryan?
The one with the head
Yeah.
in the
Dude.
boat.
That got everybody.
such a
I was like,
good-
I know there's people that have watched this before, and they still
Yep.
got.
Yeah, it gets me about every other time.
It's just so good. It's,
It's
like
a
that's so
good jump-
classic.
yeah.
It's classic.
And it's the
You
only
just
well,
don't expect it.
Yeah. It's well, and I love it because like it's dark and ominous in the water for that scene, but they divert your attention because he grabs the tooth. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, so he's got a tooth now.
Yeah.
But then he goes, and he's got that piercing
Yeah.
sound that accompanies it. It's just that's a quality jump scare.
And you're all then the whole time it's such a diversion because you're thinking it like the shark's gonna show up behind him,
That's true.
and then it like no, it's in front of you.
No, it's in front of
a
you.
severed head, and you're like, oh no.
Ben Gardner, no.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man.
Jaws, baby. Let me spit a couple facts before we keep talking about
Okay.
opinions. I won't go to just Google a sheet of Jaws trivia, but any Finding Nemo fans out there? The name of the shark in Finding Nemo is Bruce. They got that from Jaws because Bruce is what they named the animatronic shark in Jaws.
Yeah.
After, if I recall, it's Spielberg's lawyer. His name was Bruce.
Nice.
So they were like, lawyers are sharks.
Nice.
Um,
It was his actual name for his actual loan shark. He was like really trying to make this money. He was trying. He's like, I really hope this movie. I really need this for Bruce. And they're like, you talking about the shark? I go, yes, and yes.
Yes, and also, yeah. This movie was a production nightmare. It was the first movie ever filmed, like the scenes in the ocean are in the ocean, like genuinely. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But because of that, it took like a whole extra year to film. And boy, was it just problematic. The shark apparently never worked.
Really?
Yeah, that's hardly ever worked. So the scenes where we do see it in the movie, it's like, man, they've probably fought so hard for those scenes.
How much of it how much of it was like so that I know I've seen like Bruce like the vacuum cleaner looking head thing,
Yeah.
right? Like when it's on the boat and stuff. But what is it? How do they make it with when he's underneath the water and they're falling underneath the water? That's not practical effects. Is
When
it?
we see him,
Yeah,
or when we see when we see him itself, or
like the whole time in the boat chase, like any of the boat chase,
like when we're above water but we can see him under the water.
Yeah.
I think they're moving around the animatronic.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
how do they make that happen?
dude, I don't know. It's incredible. Seriously, this movie is remarkable in their filmmaking.
Yeah.
I learned this recently in Shark Week 2 years ago. The scene with the cage, the anti-shark cage, where the shark gets tangled in it.
Yeah.
That was just footage from some Australian scuba divers who
wow.
had footage of a shark getting tangled in their cage.
That's
and
wild.
Universal bought it from them, bought the film from.
Is that a whatever at the end they're like live shark footage provided by like Bob and
it was
Leanne.
just a married couple, yeah.
Yeah, Leanne,
Yep.
Taylor, yeah.
So any live shark footage, which is basically just that in that 5-minute stretch there. Yeah. And they invented the first ever would it be hydrophobic, meaning it's waterproof.
Yeah.
Hydrophobic camera that can do half above water, underwater shots. Because like the shots where it's going through swimmers, and it's bobbing up and down. That's one camera.
Right.
And for 1975, that's incredible.
That
It's really impressive.
Dude, this thing is on like pools and willies. That's wild. Isn't that crazy? They said they had three animatronic.
That's right. Yep, 3 separate sharks.
That is crazy. That's so cool.
It makes me appreciate this movie so much.
Looks like one of them had like a structure that sat on the bottom and it just sat on a stick and they could move it forwards and backwards then move the animatronic.
That had to be the one that jumped up and ate Quint.
What?
Dude, there's a whole diagram.
There's a whole
diagram.
Like, okay.
They straight up hired engineers for this movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you imagine?
Spielberg didn't do that. He might have had the vision, but
think like this is an experiment. Like this is
Yeah,
bringing
the
in.
whole movie.
So we're looking at a
But this is-
diagram.
This is the type of thing we experience in the production industry all the time, where somebody has an idea and says, "Hey, we want to do this," and we come back to them and say, "No, it's impossible," and then they say, "Well, make it happen."
yep.
So what we're looking at is the shark sled, which moved back and forth along an underwater
Shark
rail
sled.
mounted to the seafloor. So they had like a trolley system on the seabed, underwater rail, and then this like I said, this underwater adjustable arm, so you could sink it or raise it, I guess. And then they just ran it. I want to know how long. I mean, this thing doesn't look very long, but I actually want to see that now. Like I want to see them.
Cool.
And then they had the camera. They have a camera barge and a special effects barge. They have 2 different barges that they're like one to film and then one to run special effects. And then the actual boat itself. Bruce, 25-foot long monster white shark, fitted on a pivot arm, moving on 12-ton, 60-foot long submersible steel platform. So it's 60 feet. 12 tons on the ocean floor. How do they get that in there?
Dude, I don't know.
Well, piece by piece.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
It's probably like a railroad track system where they could drop in.
Yep.
That
move
is
it,
just fascinating
change it.
because it's just like okay, something like that is a big mechanical feat, and then it's like, yeah, but what if we did that underwater? Like that is wild to me.
It is.
Like underwater in the middle of, and I'm sure it's like probably like some sandbar or something, but it's like that's still
It was off the coast of Martha's Vineyard.
okay. But like, I don't know. To me, you're still out in the wild.
Yeah.
You know.
It is. Oh man, I love it.
That is just strange to me.
Well, there's
Anyway,
some
sorry.
facts for you guys.
Yeah. I'm going to go get more coffee because mine's cooling off and I'm like halfway through it. So
All good.
Did you
all
want
good.
some more?
Yeah, you can top me
All
off.
talking.
Sorry, hitting stuff. Man, this movie is special. Let me see if I can think of any other facts off the top of my head. I'm blanking. I'll just Google them. I don't need to pretend to be some expert. But this movie has so many cool facts to it. Jaws, trivia. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Jaws wasn't supposed to come out in the summer. Yeah, but that's because of production. Let's see. Yep, saw that. Sorry, guys, I'm reading. Oh, this is neat. Robert Shaw, who played Quint, was shot at when he got to Martha's Vineyard. I didn't know that. That's fascinating. A local eccentric fired a few rifle bullets through the door of the rental home that
Oh wow.
Quint's actor was staying at.
Why?
So, they just called him errant. So I don't think it was too thought of. All right.
Just hanging out at Martha's Vineyard. Hey, so we don't have to do. I'm trying to think how we should talk about this because it's it's an older movie, but we watched it in IMAX. So there's a few folks there watching IMAX, but so people know what Jaws is. I mean, it is a cultural.
Yeah. I mean, even if you've never seen it,
you know of it.
You piece it together through references.
But I do think there's a few things that a few thoughts off the top of my head that I'm like I really appreciated about this movie, and then a few things that were interesting in light of seeing Nope and just kind of some of the comparisons there with it.
Because Jordan Peele was the first person to make comparisons between Nope and Jaws.
It's very similar.
Yeah,
I feel
he did it on purpose. So
yeah. So anyway,
I mean, I just looked this up quick. I don't know if it's real or true in its entirety, but it's saying that since the shark was broken, like you were saying before, they weren't able to film it as much as they wanted to. So, did they accidentally create the Jaws effect of not showing the monster?
That is an excellent thought. The thing is, if you asked them that, they'd be like, "Nah, we did it on purpose."
That was the plan. It does feel natural. Like that's one thing that I do appreciate about it. It's the progression of the movie is natural in that don't show anything, and now all of a sudden you're showing all of it. But Ryan, to catch your point, is did they accidentally? They put it all together and actually this is.
It's actually it's way scarier when you can't see it.
Yeah,
you don't know how big it is, and yeah, that's a great thought. I think about that, and I'm like, okay, where else would they have sprinkled the shark in if he worked? I think their first couple.
They were saying
their first couple of kills probably don't change.
In this article, they're talking about when they get to the barrel portion.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're just chasing around with the barrel. That's why they did the barrels, was because the animatronic wasn't working.
I love it, and it made such so you can know where it is.
That's really
funny. Made such so unique.
Just make that real life
too. And if you're hunting a shark, if you can pin it with something, you can see it.
And Quint's face. He's so confident. There's no shark has ever gone under with 3 barrels on him, and then it does, and he's just.
I did think I thought it was kind of silly that I don't know. Maybe this is something that when Hooper puts the tracker on it, it's but we didn't actually.
And we never use it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's I see what he was thinking because in my mind I'm going, this guy wants to track it down, and so it's all right, the shark's gonna leave, and then they're gonna track it down.
Yeah.
And no, he's coming back.
Yep.
He's
and then, remember the one that had the tracker on it was the one that got broken off.
Yeah. Well, but even when they were at night, when that's when he starts to destroy the boat.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
We see the tracker.
Yeah.
But they're too drunk to pay attention.
Yeah.
So
they and also I think their singing and such just drove it into a frenzy.
That's true,
right?
Because he didn't enjoy it very much.
It was quiet, and all of a sudden they're that. He's like, "Hey, keep it down." He knocks, Bruce is a temperamental. He's a temperamental guy.
Yes.
But I think he is. I think he's a great character.
He's endearing.
Yeah, he is. He really is. There are a few things that I really enjoyed.
Do share.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it, showing the just how scary it is to. How scary he is, even though you don't see him.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fun. It's just good fun, dumb summer horror.
Yeah, summer just summer blockbuster.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to get a feel for that. Some of the characters, there's a lot of it's a serious movie, but it's also a funny movie. There's just so many funny moments.
Just little quips and
and the characters are just
a tiger shark. A what?
Yeah, the characters are hilarious. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
Here's something fun. The scene where Brody's son mimics the father's movements was done because of an off-screen accident or the off-screen thing that happened where the kid was actually mimicking him.
Oh, so they're
off-screen, and they were like,
this is great. Let's throw that in there.
That's so good. Just
keep going.
That is one of my favorite scenes.
Doing stuff like that.
Because it's right after he meets Kittner's mom and slaps him in the face.
Yeah.
So your heart is heavy because it's he's being villainized because of the mayor.
Right.
But it's his job.
Yeah, he's.
But then that happens and it warms your soul.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite stretches in that movie.
I love many of the shots. It's a beautiful movie. Like it just is. It's so like the scene when they're on the beach and the child gets killed, and like just the whole him, just the headshot of him sitting there, and it like zooms in on him,
yeah,
and then it like goes back over the beach and then zooms back in on him. I'm like, this is pretty. Like
so
like
good.
I feel like him in a genuine horror.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost kind of turns like psychological in that. And then every shirtless dude on the beach just like kneels like, hey, I wanted to tell you something. Leans in a little too close.
Yeah. There's some zoning problems in front of my house. It's,
like,
it's simple. I know
you're
you
shirtless.
can fix it.
Why are you touching me?
It's some bad hat, Harry.
It's a bad hat, Harry.
So going back to when you were talking about the real shark footage, they actually hired those people to go shoot footage.
Okay.
That's not what it sounded like when I watched Shark Week.
Well, it might be two different. Well, the live shark footage and the cage might two separate.
Yeah.
Well, this is talking about the cage specifically. They were trying to get the shark to attack a guy in the cage, and they couldn't get it. And then there was nobody in the cage all of a sudden, and the shark just got tangled in the cage.
They said,
Shark was like,
we'll
"Why
take
I
it."
gotta-"
That's
We'll
assuming
take it.
this
Not in
is
there.
true.
I
what I'm
mean,
reading.
it's still pretty. I mean, a shark got caught in the cage, and they used that footage. That's pretty cool,
that's pretty
regardless
wild.
of how they got it.
It was a stroke of luck.
It honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, much like most of this movie.
Yeah. No, I did. I liked that. I liked kind of what we talked about, like some of the themes with Brody. He seems like, he's trying to do everything to protect the town, and then he gets caught in the middle of it. Like he gets blamed for all these things. And they talk about it a bit. I mean, this is like one of those like, you're never going to be an Islander because you're not from here.
Yeah.
And so they don't harp on it too much, which I'm okay with. But it is there in terms of like,
But
he's
they don't
the
want you to
outsider.
forget.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's the outsider. He doesn't understand.
You don't understand.
These are
our livelihood.
So yeah, exactly.
Did you guys know that Steven Spielberg is the reason that the Motion Picture Association went and added the PG-13 rating?
I can see that.
Well, why?
Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
They're like, nope, this is not PG.
So, apparently Jaws was going to be rated R, and they cut some of the frames out.
I
Brought
believe
down to
it.
PG.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Jaws would have been a perfect PG-13 movie. They probably even could have added a little more blood. Because it's got plenty of blood, but it's only got a couple of scenes, like Quentin and the Kittner kid, where I guess there's a lake. Never mind, it's plenty graphic. Apparently, people ran out of this theater vomiting when they first watched it.
Well, because we see it in hindsight, where like we know Quentin Tarantino, who like he throws blood on the screen for the sake of like it's so overly done that's what makes it entertaining. Yep. It's like, okay, clearly that's not going to happen. But you don't know that then.
Yeah,
like that. It was a little bit of that. Like I was watching, I was like, "There's a lot of blood here." I was like, "Yeah," but I mean, it kind of is a horror movie. It kind of makes it like that. But in the moment, they're probably like,
"But
this
yeah,
is wild.
that first showing." I mean, yeah, you just watch that kid get annihilated on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 75, we'd be like, that child just got eaten by a shark.
Yeah,
that'd be so crazy.
I didn't care too much for that. Well, the 70s were that time where it's like there was still conventional rules to stuff like messaging and things like that. But then like
they were on their way out.
There were enough rebels that were like, hey, what if we like? You can't really. I don't know if you could really do that now because it's come all the way back around. But we're like, hey, we do too much of the kid killing, so let's just.
That's true.
Like, let's
which you know what? Let's be real. It's probably all right.
Yeah. I'm not saying I disagree with it, but I do. It's like jazz, every once in a while, like let's break the rules. Let's kill a kid.
Child slaughter is like jazz. You heard it here, folks.
Put that on a T-shirt. That's how I feel. Or Quinn. I love it. Just first of all, was it him or his buddy who just drags on the chalkboard way too long?
Oh, it was him, yeah.
For like 30 seconds. And then it's like he has this perfect picture of this man getting it. I was like, how long has he been back there drawing that?
Yeah. He drew that while they were talking.
What I was doing back here.
Noodling.
Who is this guy? Also, what happens to his buddy? Because he doesn't come along with the trip. He's probably like, yeah, I'm good.
He said, I ain't going.
Yeah. Quint's buddy. Do you think he gets the $10,000?
I don't think anyone's getting that money.
If I know the mayor, he's probably not.
The mayor who is still the mayor in Jaws 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Brody who gets fired in Jaws 2. Spoiler.
And then dies somewhere between 3. Does he die in 3 or does
he dies between 2 and 3.
2 and 3?
Yeah. Yep. Because all 4 of the movies have their kids.
Yeah.
But only the first 2 have him. 4 has their mom, though. Lorraine Gray. Yeah, gosh, what a movie. I wanted to chat real quick on the IMAX differences.
Yeah.
Because man, did they do a good job with this. I mean, it's beautiful, which I gotta be honest is not something I'd ever really thought about with Jaws before.
Yeah.
Like I didn't watch Jaws to think, oh, pretty water, like, yeah. Obviously, I know the camera work and cinematography is brilliant because it was revolutionary in 1975 in a lot of ways.
Right.
But seeing it touched up like this, and it's like, man, full potential it's awesome.
Well, and you can see, like, you can appreciate the technology and such in the moment, but then you can also see the trappings of like just a genuinely timeless good movie.
Yes.
Like regardless whenever you're gonna watch it, you still feel that because it's just done so well.
It is,
and there's so many different. It's like half the movie is not even about. I mean, it's about the shark, but half the movie is like it's just a town.
This town is
being a town.
Yeah, it's split in half. The first half is the town, and the second half is the shark.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
That's something else I did like, where I was like, it's not going to be, and that's also, I think, something that separates like a lot of really, really good horror movies from like everything else is that it's never really solely about whatever the thing, whatever that thing is that's out killing or whatever. It's like, because you think it like with it, it's about the clown, but then it's like, but then you realize then there's the town. There's the things going on in the town.
Town of Derry, yeah.
And then you realize, well, okay, the town of Derry is like situated around this thing. But there's quite a bit of just like
when you can personify a town
or Halloween, like think of Halloween as well. It's like is Michael Myers in every frame? No, he's not. But
he's there.
Yeah, and you just know he's there somewhere. But in the meantime, you're trying to like get together a task force to figure out, I don't know. I just think that that's really cool, and I think that there are a lot of the mid to low tier horror movies just make it all about.
It's just
like there's no plot, there's no character development. It's just this thing.
It's either just the scream queen, or the killer. And that's it.
Yeah. And so I don't know. It's like just apart from Jaws itself, it's like this is just genuinely just a fun movie to watch. These overly like projected characters.
Yeah, and
do local politics.
Getting to watch that as an adult, that wasn't something as a kid I was like,
you're in for
I like it when it's funny and I like sharks. But when you're an adult and you're like, I mean, you're getting to look at the mayor as a character. Yeah. It's like, okay, to us,
guy who always wears anchors on
I love his
suits. Because you can tell he loves the ocean.
I love his
never
suits.
actually
he never goes in. He never goes in. But I love it because it's just like,
he's like, hey.
In his point of view, obviously he cares about his town, and he wants to be a good mayor.
I think he's financially interested.
Oh, more than anything. But he knows that's where the votes come from. So he's like, I can remain the mayor, and my town can thrive as long as we have a good summer. And he's right. And he's right that Chief Brody has no idea. He's from New York. He's from New York City. They don't need summer livelihood or beaches. But also, 3 people died.
Yeah.
Then he did something about it.
Yeah.
Or I guess 4 technically, because it was the guy,
the predator, the other predator.
Hey, you kids over there!
Let me show you something. Watch out behind you. What? Yeah, I'm totally okay with that guy. That guy, I don't know. That's when I started to like Bruce, because then I was like, you know what? Let's just let him go for a bit. See, he might be onto something here. Because we don't know these, And the kid.
He didn't see he was a kid though.
Yeah,
he was on a raft.
Yes.
So
we don't know the criminal record or conduct of some of these other people he's been killing. I just think it was probably
Chrissy Watkins in the start of the movie.
Yeah,
she was naked.
He said, "Not on my beach."
That's right.
That's
right. He said, "There's no public nudity here, please."
Yeah,
and then the other person was Ben Gardner. He was fishing at night.
Yeah, you can't be doing that,
dude. No night fishing in Amity. Yeah. Come on.
And it was the Sabbath.
I like the idea that Bruce the shark is just
he's just
Pharisee to a T.
Which is why Which is why he's so upset with Brody. He's like, hey, I'm doing your job.
Yeah, you're not very good at this.
You want to reel it in a little bit?
You're getting beaten by politics. I'm not letting anything
This
stop me.
island is not that big. How many people got to die for you to
we're talking Batman and Commissioner Gordon over here.
When's the last time you've even opened up the jail?
Dude, speaking of that kind of thing, I love the first 10 minutes of this movie where they basically between that and when they get to her body, there's just 8 people who are like, Chief Brody, can you? Yeah. And the old man with
kids keep leaving their bikes on my lawn.
The old man with the wheel. And then they tried to chop my fences, and you can't even hear what he's saying because he's just rambling.
He's just rambling. Yeah,
it's funny.
I'd be okay with Bruce taking care of some of those folks.
We should have let him go a little longer.
Yeah, he might have some good suggestions. I'd just say we see how it shakes out.
That's right. They should make a second movie. See how that goes.
Yes. Yeah. So I would be curious to see if you blew up. Well, I know they blew him up, but if they just cut him open, see what else is inside there.
Yeah, because he was. That wasn't it.
Yeah,
and that man was terrorized.
He probably had
that shark.
That man. My man Bruce.
This fella, this homie.
Yeah, he had like a maybe like a license plate from like England.
Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana.
No, that was
Same thing.
That was the tiger shark.
Yeah, tiger sharks come from Louisiana. Go Tigers.
He said, "I knew it." Swam up from southern waters. Throws a.
That is true. Plate. Yeah, you do think about that. Do they swim? Do tiger sharks swim that far?
No.
Okay.
But
Hooper's an idiot.
What do I know?
You know,
yeah.
Hooper's a moron. Hooper is who's your favorite character?
Man, it's probably Hooper.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's the one. He's got the best one-liners too.
Yeah,
but also like
he's the only sane one.
Yeah, his reaction to things I love. Whether it's him making the faces at Quint.
Yeah.
Because then
Quint, he's over it.
Quint has him. He's like, oh, he is acting like a spoiled city boy.
Right.
But also like when Quint tells the Indianapolis story, which I mean that scene in itself is incredible. But
is that sorry? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that happened.
That really happened.
As he said it is how it happened.
Oh, really?
There's the ship that delivered the Hiroshima bomb.
Right.
But that mission was so secretive that when it went down, they did not send out a distress signal. And so about 800 of the crew got eaten by sharks.
Wow, like seriously. A feeding frenzy.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
for a
wow.
week in the water.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so his tale, that's love. Every time he says that monologue, it's just like I don't care about anything else right now. I'm listening.
That makes me
so
think.
Good.
That makes me think when people say sharks they don't want to eat you. They like fish more than they like you. I'm like, well, you tell that
those
guys.
Any of the USS Indianapolis survivors.
I think they probably
Nick Cage would know all about it.
Nick Cage.
So
it came into his cage.
That's true. Hooper's reaction to that, and something I noticed this time was just the whole time the light was swinging and showing his face.
Yeah,
light, dark. That's just a cool effect.
It's a good scene. We don't address Brody's scar.
The one he looks at?
Yeah, his wife mentioned it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's true.
It's just a flash. He's like
because
you think like, oh, he's gonna talk about it. Yep. But then Quentin goes, yeah, but let me tell you about the Indianapolis. Like, okay, we're gonna talk about this
and
one.
That's what's funny is it was on his upper arm.
Mm-hmm.
So he was rolling his sleeve up. He rolled his sleeve up so someone would ask.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yes.
He wasn't planning on telling that story. Nah. He's like,
man.
if they ask, I got this monologue memorized. I'll sit.
Yeah. So the largest ever recorded great white shark, 23 feet, weighing 2.5 tons.
I mean, that's
pretty close.
That's practically.
That's pretty
Bruce.
close. However,
that's so big.
However, great white sharks, there have been under 100 documented cases in total, ever
of attacks.
Great white shark attacks.
Mm-hmm.
They're
just the big one.
What do you think most of them are? Bull sharks?
I think it is bull sharks because they're aggressive.
They're aggressive and they're fresh and saltwater.
Yeah.
Right.
Tiger sharks, I don't know the numbers. They're just stupid.
Yeah.
Like genuinely stupid animals.
Yeah.
So.
I love how we're just generalizing a certain population and just out the tiger sharks.
That's what I've heard about tiger
Anything
sharks.
named tiger is stupid.
They're not all that bright.
They can live up to 70 years.
That's crazy, man.
That is wild. I don't even think I'm going to make it to 70. And this shark is over
in
here.
the movie, Brody's like, we don't even know if sharks live for thousands of years. And it's because, They'd only been studying them properly for 5 minutes back then.
That's another thing. And I guess that's kind of make my comparison to Nope for a second is like, Nope is this extraterrestrial predator that we don't know anything about. Sharks are like, man, I love the push and pull between something that's so prehistoric that it almost seems extraterrestrial.
True.
Because you're like, how...
Because every now and again, that meme floats around that are like, here's your daily reminder that sharks are older than trees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like, what? We talk about like space being the final frontier, and then you have your oceanologists that are like, well, no, it's because we've only mapped 3% of that. That's not true, but the seafloor. But
it's
anyway,
still like,
but I love that it's both. Like we live in a time that like both space and like the ocean are equally, or maybe not, I guess, because space is infinite, but theoretically they're both pretty
unknowns, yeah.
And yet it's like you can show a like picture of a deep sea squid and go, is this an alien or is this actually
or just only
down in Gulf Shores
5 miles away from you right now?
Yeah.
So according to Google, with a 20-second Google lookup search, more than 80% of the ocean has never been mapped or explored or even seen by humans.
I want it.
So they had what's the Seafloor Project 2030, whatever,
yes.
by X amount of years they want to. But yeah, so it's like there's things out there that we just can't. I don't know that we physically can't.
I mean,
the Marianas Trench,
you're not
getting. It's like a mile down.
When they discovered the giant squid, I remember learning about that in elementary school.
Yeah.
That was a new discovery.
Yeah.
When we were in elementary school.
Yeah.
What a crazy thought.
There's stuff out there that we still don't know.
I mean, we didn't know that this giant squid, it's
just
eyes the size of basketballs. We didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
Till 20 years ago.
Anyway, so I like the comparison between, because this is I guess it captures our fascination, but it's still like it's probably the apex predator.
The great white shark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless a blue whale ever got angry.
Man, got teeth. The blue whale got teeth. Do what?
Don't forget about the megalodon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's probably some megalodons down there.
Yeah, if the giant squid was there, I don't want to put anything off the table.
But it would have to have its own food chain. That's the other thing, and it's completely possible. It has its own food chain that we don't even know about.
We don't know about it.
What are the megalodon? How can the megalodon be real? What does it feed on? The giant squid. Giant squid? What are you talking?
That's true.
What do they feed on?
I say that 30 years ago.
Yeah.
What?
What do the giant squid feed on? They feed on the aliens when they land in the ocean. What?
There was speculation about the giant squid for a long time.
Yeah.
Based on findings of things, and then they finally found.
That's probably where the idea of the Kraken came from.
Oh yeah.
One got really high up, and they were like, well, I could write a story about
this. Thing
this.
Destroyed
they
my
probably
boat.
tried to eat the ship or something.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. With their beaks.
Yeah, can you think about that?
They're
like
creepy.
now, like think about that, like 200-300 years ago, coming up on something like that. What would you think? What would you be like?
God has abandoned us.
But really, though, they would think. Now they would probably be like, "Well, that's just nature, man. That's just the ocean being the ocean." Now we go, "No, we have to figure out what that was." They're like, "No, that's out of our control."
Now
it's
we're
chaos.
like, I want to cut it open.
Now we want to control it. They're like, "No, I can't control everything."
That's true.
Just swim along.
I like the Nope comparison because just the more you think about it, man, they're so similar in a lot of ways. Like both times, it's just this near unstoppable monster that just got close to this small town.
Yeah, and there's capital interest involved.
Yep,
with
capital interest,
tourism,
territoriality.
Yeah,
I like how in Jaws, the idea of territoriality was so new that they're like, and that's just a theory. One I happen to agree with, but it's like, and Matt, like, I would say that territoriality to us is like, it's a common. I don't want to use the word fact, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was to say, it's definitely an assumption.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Like us in probably middle school science, we're learning about territoriality.
Yeah. Well, and especially with other animals. Like, it's like, okay, we've seen this, like Roman wolves and,
for sure.
Virgin Forest of Canada. So like.
And apparently horses.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Nope.
Yeah. But so that is definitely one of it where in the middle of them, because part of me goes, just leave it. You just get back to shore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this shark is actually more angry. He's frenzied. He's not like
true.
But what is this?
If it's real.
10 sightings. The megalodon that prove the megalodon may
Well, look at the
exist.
picture.
I mean,
if that's a real picture.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If that's a real picture, that is not a great white shark.
No, it's a little bit. That's a grand white shark.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I just like. There's a lot of me thinking this thought during Nope too. It's just like, yeah, but we're so good at doctoring footage now that nothing that's not on a movie screen is ever going to impress me ever again.
Well, so there's actually experts in that field that can tell you whether it was doctored or not.
Good for them.
There's a point at which you can look into just the metadata and the files and stuff and be
yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
that's a good. That makes me
check
more.
the data mine.
That comforts me.
Now, as time goes on, it gets easier and easier to manipulate that too. So.
Great whites can be found in all major oceans, and the only place in the world they don't hunt and live is Antarctica.
Yeah, that
makes sense. None of us do. So
that's
why
true.
would
I don't hunt there
They're
either.
like, humans aren't there. I don't need to be there. Oh, why do you need to be where humans are? I just
nothing.
Just vibing.
Nothing, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Why are you asking so many questions?
The sharks, in some form or another, have been around for over 400 million years.
And that's apparently longer than trees.
And they're warm-blooded.
That is wild.
Yeah. So most sharks are cold-blooded, but great white sharks are warm-blooded.
Dude, just look at that thing.
I can't look at.
Just look at him.
That
Gosh.
is uncomfortable. They have up to 300 serrated triangular teeth.
Isn't it crazy to think? Like, so many people love sharks. Like, sharks are definitely one of the favorite animals out there, and they're definitely one of the most feared animals out there. Jaws started all of that.
Yeah.
Like, Shark Week would not be a thing without Jaws. The band Great White probably would. Just kidding. Like they matter.
Yeah.
They did kill a bunch of people in a concert once, but you've heard about that, right?
No, I don't know that I want to.
Great White. It's sad. They're not even that great of a band, but sorry if you're a fan, listeners. But they had a show in a bar once.
Yeah.
And there were no proper fire exits.
Oh, man.
It was indoors and they used pyrotechnics. Whole place burned down.
Okay. Great white sharks can swim up to 35 miles per hour.
It's faster than I can run.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And swim.
And swim. Yeah. What are you supposed to do in that situation? Punch it in the...
You got to punch its snout and gouge out its eyes and gills. Well, you're probably not going to be able to reach the gills. It's pretty long. You got to go for the eyes.
Based on what they were saying in the movie, honestly, your best bet is to stay still.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like as it's attacking you.
Well, I mean...
Oh, yeah. If it's near you but not touching you, don't touch it.
Yeah. No sudden movements, that kind of stuff. When it's in the middle of approaching you, I can't even comprehend something.
No, you're not.
I can't comprehend seeing something in the water come at me at 35 miles an hour. Like, that's a car. What am I doing? Like, I go, well, this is a slower car, right? It's not, but it's not.
It's got teeth.
Yeah. Like, if a car comes at me at 35 miles an hour and I can't move, I'm going to try to jump on the hood or something. I don't know. It's not going to be good for me either way, but at least I'll try to jump over it. But like this thing, you're in the water.
Should you like try to like get flat on top of the water? Like hoping it's like going for your legs or something?
You mean like go full?
Yeah.
Expose my head to it? Or
your head's not that far from your legs. It doesn't.
Yeah, none of it matters. So he goes, great, one gulp. Got it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like bobbing, you're like bobbing like this.
Yeah,
so
I
you
get
see
it.
it coming towards you, and then you go, ah.
Like kick your legs up as it's coming.
You just start floating.
No, he just goes woof right under, and he's like, I missed him.
You're
like bullfighting.
Here's one problem with that theory: I sink when my legs go up.
That's weird, Ryan.
See, there's a lot of problems with that theory, but yes, that is one problem for you in particular, Ryan. You sink. I don't know, man. That's wild.
Just remember to lay flat on the ground while elevators are falling.
That's right. Why'd that guy do that? I don't know, man. We'll never know. He's dead. What? Oh, seeing them dive, or I guess jump out of the water.
Oh yeah,
you seen that to go after seals and stuff? Oh my gosh!
Where they use their tail muscles to project themselves. It's so cool.
It's scary. That's where I go. That's what would happen to me if I was laying flat on top of the water. I'd get on National Geographic.
It'd be a spectacle.
Yeah,
watch them eat this young man.
Yeah. What? Their white bellies mean that when you see them from below, they blend in the sun shining from above. Okay.
That's neat.
Great white sharks can smell blood from 5 kilometers away. Ryan, how many miles is that?
I don't know.
All right.
How many miles is 5 kilometers?
They can also sense 1 drop of blood in 100 liters of water.
3.1 mile. Wait. 5 kilometers. I knew that. It's a 5K.
Well, I don't know what I've never ran.
Yeah,
one.
it's
How am I supposed to know that? I guess a 10K is 6.2.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know?
I'm bad at math.
So also, okay, I've heard the whole like blood in the water, like, but that doesn't. That doesn't make them go like crazy?
No, they're just attracted to it.
Okay, so they're not. They're like they sense something.
Nah, they don't. I know some. Yeah, sometimes they're like,
oh no, they're gonna come after you.
Yeah, Finding Nemo does that.
Yeah.
No, that's. I mean, they probably will come after you, but they're going.
Well, if they're hungry,
they're going to the source of the blood.
Yeah,
not you in particular.
And it's as if they're hungry.
Here's a fact I wanted to share. I meant to earlier.
Okay.
Jaws is oftentimes called the first summer blockbuster.
Okay.
Because it was the first movie to ever be released at the exact same time, coast to coast.
Oh.
And that's something we don't really think about because every movie's like that, or at least every major movie is like that these days. But back then, before Jaws, movies went. I doubt L.A. and New York ever had. Like, what's a big movie that came? Godfather.
Right.
Godfather was what, 4 years before this? 71, I think. Godfather was not. L.A., Chicago, Nashville, Florida, New York City did not have it at the same time.
Yeah,
they did. They had Jaws at the same time.
First, that's wild.
Coast to coast.
They're like, we're going. To, sharks are everywhere.
That's right.
We're gonna put sharks everywhere. Yep. The guys in Oklahoma didn't care too much for it.
It was the highest grossing film of all time. Didn't last very long, thanks to Star Wars.
2 years.
Yep, Star Wars took it, as Star Wars should. I mean.
Yeah, I bet Spielberg hated that.
His good buddy George.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and another one I'll throw out. Jaws is technically Spielberg's second movie. A lot of people attribute it as his first. It's his first major.
It's like American Graffiti.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, did that have a theatrical release?
I don't know actually.
Okay, because
is that how you? Is that
Spielberg had Duel?
Okay,
but I think that was just. It was HBO.
I imagine
American HBO film.
Okay.
No, American Graffiti had a theatrical release.
They can leap out of the ocean 10 feet in the air. Breaching. That's what it's called.
Could you imagine seeing that?
Yeah, I got it right here. You want to watch it? I don't know. I'm gonna watch this video.
Yeah, you want to watch the shark breach? You want to turn it for Ryan?
Dude, just that seal is gone. That seal has ceased to exist.
Yep.
Duh, look at this.
Oh my gosh! So cool.
Could you imagine him missing you?
Like
look at that. He's gonna whip you with its tail. Look at that.
He missed. Oh yeah.
Just okay. My
All right,
thing
guys,
is,
stay away from False Bay in Cape Town, South Africa.
This animal that's at least a ton just propelling itself.
Here's the one that misses again. It was the one after this clip, unless it's not a loop.
It's
not a loop. I'm sorry.
South Africa is wild though.
South Africa is wild. They had apartheid, and now they got this.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Well, that's where the biggest waves in the ocean are. I mean, the world aren't they?
I think I have heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Now that one was on a. That one looks like it might be a decoy.
That's shacked in a fool right there.
Yeah, it is shacked in a fool. Put that thing. Yeah, but he didn't know.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever realized that shacked in a fool sounds like acting a fool.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I just noticed that.
Oh.
I just thought it was just the name of a segment, which it is, but you know what I mean? I'm saying that I didn't catch the play on words until this very moment.
I had to explain to somebody who we know that what a spaghetti western was. I was like, you didn't realize that all the actors except Clint Eastwood are speaking Italian?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I knew it was Italian, like all Italian cast. I just didn't know that's why they called it a spaghetti western. I'm like, why else?
Yeah.
There's no spaghetti in the movies. What are you talking about?
Much more Western than spaghetti.
Previously, estimates of shark lifespan were as short as 23 years. However, research has shown that they can live up to 70 or more. Anyway.
That's a long time.
Something that I've always found fascinating is that shark embryos eat their siblings in the womb.
That's not too chill.
I remember one time watching one of the Shark Week whatever shows, and they had hunted and killed a mother shark. They split her. They knew she was pregnant.
That's sad.
Yeah, I don't remember the details of it. But they split her open, and there was a shark. One of their babies was still was alive in there, eating the rest of them.
Oh,
is that not scary?
That is horrifying.
That's wild.
That does not bring me joy.
Yeah, that's like Alien or something.
It really is.
Oh,
that's scary.
But also, no, this is gonna get an uncomfortable conversation. Never mind. Adults are cannibals too.
Human twins eat each other in the womb.
Yeah.
Did you know every set of twins in the world was a triplet in the womb?
Oh no. Adults are cannibals too. Yeah, but this is about sharks. Oh, okay. Okay, sharks are not generally social animals. Oh yeah. And when they meet other sharks, especially if they're smaller, they will happily make a meal out of them. Oh, great white shark attacks another shark.
Legend of Deep Blue. The eagle is coming to April 29th.
They're coming to Bridgestone. Man, I want to show me the shark attacking the other shark. That's what I want to see. Look at that.
Oh, he went at her.
Well, oh my goodness. Yeah. Look at this. Look.
Ouchie.
I mean, again, they're probably really territorial and
yeah, great whites are so thick that I don't even think a great white could get a very big bite.
But he would try.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, this is giving me nightmares. I can't. I'm already scared.
It's so cool. Sharkies.
And then also orcas hunt them. That's the other thing.
Dude,
killer whales
I
are
want to watch an orca and a great white get at it.
I don't know.
Fight. You said you played the Jaws video game, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, I did.
Did you play the one? Did you get to the level that had a killer whale as a boss?
Yes.
So cool.
It's so tough. Yeah, I do remember that. Golly, that was such a good game.
They are just a little bigger. Well, a little, probably like on average 5 to 7 feet, but
yeah. They taste test with their tongue.
Yeah, well, I guess we do that too.
Yeah, that's not really a cool animal fact. I guess it's like they can be selective. They're like, I don't.
They have the same ability as us that you can look at anything and imagine what it feels like on your tongue.
Oh,
have you heard that before?
No.
Yeah, look at anything. You can picture what it feels like on your tongue.
Okay.
Ridges and all. Like I'm looking at that light switch. I could feel.
Dude, I'm looking at this picture of this bridge, and I'm tasting both the picture and the bridge. And it's cold. They're both cold.
It's February.
Yeah. They don't confuse humans for seals. Oh, okay, that's a myth. All right.
I think that myth was perpetuated by the floaty.
Yeah, because we keep doing it. Most likely, sharks bite humans out of curiosity. I've also heard that.
Well, yeah,
because they use their teeth like hands.
It's just there, right?
But what's this? So, what do you expect me to do? First of all, what do you think? What is the shark thinking?
So yummy for me.
No, he's like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, maybe.
And then what happens? Either you lay down and he goes, never mind, or you start punching in the nose and he goes, all right, chill.
Dude, maybe. I don't think he's thinking about it that much.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, he's just curious about you. I'm like, well, what does he want me to do? I don't know.
Taste good?
Yeah.
No, that's what he wants. He wants you to taste good.
Yeah.
But I've heard that they don't like the taste of humans all that much.
Again, the guys in USS Indianapolis, I would make them differ.
That's very true. But tiger sharks are stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the tiger facts. Or the tiger facts. The
shark facts.
The great white shark facts.
Well. We did it. Guys, we watched Jaws.
I like the score. Obviously,
dude,
it's so a very iconic score. But also, I was thinking about this. Just the music in general, I did enjoy about it. I know we talked about.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. All right, so we talked about how too much happy music.
It's really quite a bit of happy music.
However,
it's still very good.
It's how I would describe. I mean, primarily most of those moments come in the boat fishing, like with the final half of it, where it kind of drags for a bit.
That's true.
I was thinking, okay, the music is not, I don't know the word for it. It's not emotional, but it's reflective of the characters rather than the tone of the movie itself.
Yeah.
Like every time that the like happy music starts playing, you look over at like Quint or Brody and they're like smiling.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Quint's
oh.
smiling because he's in a chase.
Whereas typically the music reflects the tone of the movie, like of the circumstances.
That's true.
Where it's like, hey, this movie is telling me that this shark is capable of pulling these barrels underwater. He's hiding underneath the boat. He's doing his own thing. And they should not be happy. So why is this music playing? And it looks over and they're like, oh, we've got him where we want him.
That's true.
So it's like, I do feel like I'm like, okay, one,
it's a good thought.
the music is definitely attached to their emotions rather than, where the shark's at. And two, they should probably, I feel like this is jarring in the moment, so they should probably feel that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're getting kind of, because I like halfway down, I'm like, they're kind of prideful about this. They're like, oh yeah,
they sure are.
This is good stuff.
They sure are.
Like, Hooper's over here taking photos. Like, he's like, get that shot.
Quentin, that's literally why he breaks both the radio and ultimately his engine.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I know that we talked about that, but I did appreciate
that is good. That's a good thought.
Use of the different the song selection there.
That's a good thought.
Beautiful score.
That is true, man. And some of even that happy music goes hard. Man.
Yeah,
it's
you're like, man, this is actually like.
I
felt like I can't remember which scene it was. It was like on the front end of their journey, but there was one song that started playing, and I was like, dude, I'm about to like. I feel like I'm about to go off. Like this is all right. I'm getting into it. I go to the gym right now. I was motivated, but then I was like, I shouldn't be. I should be really, really scared about what's happening.
Watching them hunt a shark.
Yeah,
be hunted by a shark.
Yeah, but anyway, so do we want to wrap this up?
We do. We probably should for time's sake.
Yes, we should.
We ain't got anything to rank today. We're not much like with Belfast.
This is just
it's just a
passion
project. Little one shot.
This is a passion project. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think our listeners did too.
Okay, wow, crickets. That's how we feel.
So yeah, but if anyone does care, I did give it a genuine thought. I really thought about this. I looked at our list and I said, where would Jaws rank on this list? I'd put it first.
Yeah, I genuinely want you to know it does not matter.
But I did want to think about it like critically, like go into this movie as we had with the movies that we actually talk about and rank. And I was like, maybe it is just because I've seen it so many times. You probably feel the same way about The Shining.
Yeah,
it's just like all my added like knowledge and appreciation of this movie. This movie is why I love movies.
Yeah,
because it was the first movie where I like a lot of the like introspective film critiquing. Just learning about it and stuff. Where it was the first time all that stuff clicked for me, and so I just appreciate a lot about this movie.
Yeah, but The Shining's on our list and Jaws isn't, so you should probably think about that next time you make that comparison.
Well, too late.
Anyway,
and I only said that because The Shining's number one on my list.
But I do like it is a genuinely like just classic movie.
So mad it's not on this list,
and it is a shame that it's not. And it's not
weird.
It's not a list of
it's
all
not
classic
it's not
movies.
critics.
Yeah,
it's not critics, and it's not. Yep.
Yeah. So, but it is. You're like, man, it deserves to be. It would be on over a few of these movies. I feel like.
Yeah, like The Pianist.
Yeah.
Sorry,
quite a few of these movies.
I just really didn't like that movie.
But
I didn't care much for Goodfellas either. Most people did.
All right, we don't have to go back and bash some of the episodes we've done. We could just wrap it up.
Our episode was great.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. This has been our Jaws episode.
Very shark-tastic episode for us.
When is Shark Week typically? I don't even know. It's sometime during the summer, but
it's July.
Okay.
It was last month.
Is that intentional? You think they were like 4th of July?
I think it is the week after the 4th.
They're like, this is when Jaws happens. So this is
yeah.
But
tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business.
Thank you guys for listening. If you have any Jaws, share with us your nightmare stories. Go ahead and do that through the socials, through Google, Gmail.
You have our email.
You have all of our.
You
things.
have our DMs.
Yeah, so just
you have our personal emails.
Your nightmares. Yeah, you know where we live, and
you've
pretty
seen
much
where we sleep.
Yeah, so. You pretty much do whatever you want. So have a great rest of your week, and we'll be talking to you. All right.
Bye. Thanks for listening to the 3 Dudes in a Movie podcast. We appreciate you. Feel free to follow us on Instagram, and be sure to give us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Have a great day, and remember,
Movies are good. All right, bye.